Okay, Rod, signing off there with a 2-0 defeat against Cray. What are your thoughts after that?
Pretty much the same as it's been in most interviews, Ollie. Obviously, we've come away with a 2-0 defeat at home, which, when you're at home, you like to think it's going to be more difficult for them to come and sort of take the points away from us. But you can't keep starting games and giving away soft goals. Disappointed 1 or 2 performances in the first half. We made changes at half time. Thought we looked stronger second half. But the truth of the matter is it's all about both boxes, and whilst we're making mistakes, which could have been 3-0 with a pen, whenever we do look like we're going to open them up and get chances, we're just not good enough. I just think it's anticipation in the box, and as I say, the goal we scored last week was an own goal as well. So, listen, for whoever comes in, they're going to have to bring some firepower in, and they're going to have to bring in some defenders that want to defend, because we work hard as a team. We play some okay football at times. We make a lot of wrong decisions. We make the game hard because there's always people that want to take one touch too many. And when we do get balls in the box, we ain't got anybody that anticipates and tries to make it happen. So I always say to them, it is about both boxes. The bottom line, that's in football. It is about what you do at one end and how you try and win the game at the other end. But just silly things like we let the ball bounce, and for some of the experience out there, unbelievable. I mean, if you look at Chris Dixon there, he must be nearly 40 years old. Been a good player, I had him at Chelmsford, but if you just look how he works today, and he's just his hold up play, and he just gives him a platform. I thought he was outstanding. But that's not just our problem. Our problem is we can't keep the ball out of the net. And we started off okay, and then all of a sudden you get penned in, and a couple of sloppy clearances, and I think Luke fell over, and you don't clear your lines, and all of a sudden bang, the ball's in the back of the net. And I think if you look at it as well, and we witnessed it against Folkestone, when the ball gets back in the net, they get people in there with aggression. We don't do that. We've got too many nearly men and journeymen, if I'm being honest, that look like they're probably here. And, for what they're picking up money-wise, I don't think you're getting enough out of them. As I said, how many times we worked the goalkeeper today, and when we did get balls in the box, it wasn't clinical enough. But, you have to say fair play to Cray after their result on Tuesday night, being beat 8-1, and they've come out here today and they've had a right go. But, whoever comes in, it's a tough job.
Just finally, obviously it is you signing off. What do you have to say to the supporters and everyone here at Welling United? It's been a bit of a love affair over the last couple of years. There's been lots of ups, lots of downs as well, unfortunately. But plenty to remember over the last couple of years. And what's your message to everyone here at Welling?
Ollie, it's not the sending off I wanted to give the club. Obviously, when I come in late on that Friday night, the game before we had Royston, I was here to do a favour, and it was never that I was going to be staying here. And I don't want any of the supporters to think that we haven't tried, because we have. There's some fantastic people around the club, starting with Howard and Lisa, who does care a lot for the club, and I know a lot of people might think differently. Then you've got the board, you've got Paul, who's come in now, who's trying to bring other sort of implements to the game. Like today you had 1,400, which has probably got to go down to the work he's done. And then you've got some really good people on the board, and you've got some fantastic supporters. I'm just disappointed that we haven't come in and managed to sort of be a little bit more exciting at times and winning games, because obviously at the moment we've only beat Ramsgate away, which looked like a good result at the time. But listen, it was the new manager's on his way in. I think he will reassess, and if he's doing his own work, he'll look at a lot of the videos back, and he should see where you are, as in personnel. You can look at shapes, but I think your personnel's got to be what's mainly looked at. And as I say, we just come in to try and help the club in a time when things look really bad. But all I can say is you've just got to stick with what comes in. Hopefully you will find a solution to start winning games. But as a club in a whole, it is trying, a bit like our players, but, same again. All I've done since I've come in really is tried to bring the budget down, working on very tight restraints, which it's not my place to go out there and then look to keep bringing players in when I know that I wasn't going to be here. It was a case of trying to get us through. I think we probably played, I don't know, now it must be 9 or 10 games with the cup games. So we've had quite a long stint here. And listen, as I say, we can't put the ball in the net. We can't stop the ball going in the net. And to be honest, as I say, we have to put our hands up and say that we should have got more results on what we've got. And as I say, it is a tough gig. And whoever comes in has now got to, hopefully, try and turn the fortunes into winning games and hopefully trying to get this club out of this relegation battle that yet we're in a game. So as I say, listen, all I can do is thank all the supporters and everybody. I've tried. I have tried. But as I say, the bottom line comes down to we're not good enough. And that's something that the manager's got to try and eradicate and find players that are.
I'm sure you won't be a stranger. We'll see you down here at Parkview Road, and there'll be plenty of fans queuing up to buy you a pint, I hope.
Well, listen, on the results side of it, probably not. But listen, I have come in for the right reasons, and I've come in to do my utmost and try and get better results. And, it just shows you the fine margins on winning games at this level. I think today was another performance against an away team that's very effective in what they do. And I think that's what the new manager's got to come in. He's got to find a way of trying to be effective and put an identity into the team that might be able to grind out results and get you over the line. And all I say, listen, is, I apologise for not getting the results. But what can I do?
Cheers, Rod. We'll see you when we see you.
Cheers, pal.